reward you if you seek him out, yes, you. Yeah, all I want on this kingdom, oh, is you. As we get ready for Celeb Circuit, it is you. We're going to be talking with a man of twin passions by the name of David Chaolla. Theater and music. Interesting combination. Want to hear all about that. Interestingly enough, he's actually deepening his interest in music. We're gonna find out a lot. He has numerous accolades in a theater career spanning almost 28 years. And all around, if there's any, 12-time Actor Boy Award winner. He's like Tom Brady. 7-time Thespian Spirit Award, 3-time Bethune Award winner, and a Prime Minister's Youth Awardee. And he isn't even 50. Perhaps not even 40. Oh, yeah, I say. All I need. Written, produced, and directed over 100 plays. 13 original scores to his credit. Let's go! Appearing in over 200 productions. Yeah. Yes, sir. Talking about David Chaolla. Good afternoon, Mr. Chaolla. Thank you so much for joining us inside Celeb Circuit.
Good afternoon. Great to be here. I'm glad to be alive. I'm feeling alive, giving God thanks. Amen.
All right. Now you are under 40.
Well, if you want to put it that way, I'll be 40 this year.
Yeah, so still under 40, you know. I mean, at this age, we kind of want to keep it on the lower end. You know, when we were 17, we'd say, I'm 18. I'm actually 18 this year. But at first, we kind of want to keep it on the lower end. Yeah. But you have 28 years experience. How come?
Well, it's just funny how it found me. I was asked at the very tender age of 6 to be in a play with Aston Cook, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and from that, it's just everybody wanted me in a production. You get to high school, you start to win awards. I joined the Jamaica Musical Theater Company, and we did a lot of Broadway shows. And then I started winning awards. I'll be very honest with you, it was a social club for me at first. I thought, as a Woolmerian, you're going to an all-boys school. This was the best place for you to meet some nice girls. That's where it started. But
okay.
we eventually, I started seeing myself get some write-ups at about the age of 14. There was one in particular by the Gleaner calling me a young artistic genius. And then my mom said to me, hey, you need to start paying more attention to this. These people actually think you have talent. And so I started paying attention more to my director than the social accolades.
Oh, okay. All right. So at first, we're just thinking about the the Woolmar's girls or the Sandra High School, for girls. Yeah, I get you. But your mother had the presence of mind to say, hey, David, this is serious.
Yeah,
it's taking you more serious than you take yourself.
It got serious. And then at the age of 17, I was nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role in the same category as an Oliver Samuels, as an Alwyn Scott. These are some people who I went to school looking into, and I'm sitting at the little theater at an award show in the same row as them. So, and this is 17. I still think that's a national record. I don't think anybody younger than that has ever been nominated for Best Actor in a Leading Role. So, that said to me, all right, we need to pay attention.
Definitely. Now, so you started at 6 and you were, cruising through it until about 14 you got serious. So
Yeah,
in that time period, what did you really want to become? Or, did you foresee going
Dean, it
further
was
in?
coming from all ways. I started out in the science field first. I was going to be a doctor, and then when I got to sixth form, I said, maybe it's going to be law. 'Cause both my parents are lawyers, and I said, maybe I'm going to do law. And then I remember doing my first year of law, and then I said, this is a lot of work. Maybe I should just do something like English or literature, something a little less taxing. And then I started writing plays. And from that starting the whole playwriting thing, I realized, all right, so I have a literature degree. I could use it to be a playwright. So I've been writing plays now from the year 2000. So this is 20 years. This is my 21st year. Actually, next week would make 21 years that I'm an official playwright. And grateful that now that I'm lecturing at the University College for the Commonwealth, UCC, I'm actually lecturing my own plays. That's amazing. It's amazing to lecture on a book that I wrote to my students.
Mhm. Wow.
you know.
Tell us about the process of writing a play. Is it one scene comes to your mind and
Well,
then you
Dean.
build around it?
Well,
How?
Dean, this is where I really believe in the parables that Jesus told us, where God gives you talent, because I can't explain to you what it is. I get a vision, it comes to me, and then
Yeah.
it's like it's explained to me. So it must be coming from a heavenly source. It's explained to me, and then I just go and write. It takes me a day or two to write a full, complete play.
A day or two to a
Mhm.
full play.
Yeah, so I think I did the last one I did it actually in about 6 hours, to be honest. And that's how it comes to me. I get a vision, I see, and then I see the characters around me, and then the story is explained to me, and then I just go to write it. Sometimes it comes from just simple as a clap, and then it just triggers something, and something triggers something, and it's like a chain reaction.
Mm, that's prolific. That's really prolific because that's the ilk of individuals who are deaf who compose music because you
Yeah.
write a play in 6 hours. That's amazing.
Well, there you have it. I
Yeah.
write songs much faster. The songs in 10 minutes.
We'll soon go to that. We'll soon go to that. But tell me though, is there a particular play that stands out above all the 100 and odd that you've written?
It would have to be the narrative, which is my version of the crucifixion. It's my oldest play. It was one of my first. But then my bishop at the time had asked me to play the role of Christ. At that time, I had very long hair, and
Oh,
then I used to just grow up the bush and do the thing. But I think the older I get, I have more respect for it, because every time you carry the cross, you remember the reasons why you are who you are.
wow.
You remember that there was a king who came way before you, who did this for you to save you from all that you're going through. And I'm grateful for that experience.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now you would have, acted and written plays. Tell us about, how do you handle the different hats?
Well, this is it. When I
Versus,
was younger, because I think I started to wear multiple hats from about the age of 18. And at that time, you're young and you're immature and you just want to hold on to everything. But the older I got, the more exposed I got, the more criticisms I was getting. I started to say, hey, you have to divorce yourself. It's not about you now. If you're gonna direct this thing, don't care if you did write it. So sometimes my cast thinks that I'm crazy because I'm saying, who wrote this? I'm the writer. And I say, who wrote this? This is crap. I'm cutting that whole. You see, you have to remember that the product is what's most important, Dean. And so no compensation. You have to, like right now, I want to share this with you, Dean. You'll be the first person I'm actually telling this. We're rebooting Royal Farm Estate, and
yeah,
I'm sitting in as the franchise license holder. So lots and more to come. I guess we'll talk again about that later down. But um, right now, to go through that whole process, to be producer, I'm the writer, I'm the director, and I'm an actor in it as well. So you have to divorce yourself from each of these, that you can give each discipline its due respect.
who are some of the persons that would have helped you? You said you've received a lot of criticism. I'm sure a lot of it was constructive because it has made you better.
The gleaner. When you have these critiques like a Michael Record and Richard Johnson and a Mervyn Morris and a Professor Edward Bond, all these people coming to watch your thing, and you think you're great because the audience is cheering you on every minute. But when the actual article come out, it very much belittles your work. That the amount of bad reviews I've had across my career, I could write a book, but this is what happens now. I stop looking for those reviews that, oh, it was great, it was that. I start to watch the ones that say, yeah, but it never hit the last note properly. It was
Mm.
slightly under the note right there. So and I was like, what did I do? Did I take the breath before I? And then I start to backtrack. And then him actually did turn him back. Or him should be facing. And I said, did I? What could have happened? So I'm grateful for all those negative reviews. I know there were some people who gave me reviews that were just trying to deliberately put me down. And I thank God for them too, because I
Caustic,
fed
yeah.
off that energy and I pushed myself forward and propelled myself. That it got to the stage, Dean, where before COVID, we were traveling 5, 6 times a year overseas with our productions. We were in Florida, we were in Atlanta, we were in London. We've been doing very well. We're doing
Yeah,
very well.
you can imagine.
Oh,
Now, tell us about, performing locally versus overseas.
oh, there's
Is there a
nothing.
different is there a different audience? What's the reception like? What's the emotions of the production team like?
I love them both. The good thing about local is you're here, you're at home, and I always say now that I'm transitioning to film, it's hard because I'm one of those that I love live performance. Love live
Oh,
performance. Once you have the crowd in front of you and everybody laughing, and you know you're about to crack that line that everybody going to rip up, and then you crack it and then them rip up. It's just a great thing. And
yeah.
then when you travel overseas and you bring the national pride with you and you remind people in the diaspora just what they left behind when they migrated, and they are so grateful and they are so wanting and they are so needing more, and then they rip up. It's a great feeling because you feel like that ambassador that brought the culture to the people.
All right. All right. So now, so you love live. How how do you shape is not the word I'm really looking for. How do you prepare for film versus live?
It's two totally different disciplines. When you are live, you have like kind of like you when you're doing a live, your program full of energy. You have to keep the energy bar up because you're live.
Yeah.
So when you're live, you have to magnify yourself by at least 10 times more. So that the audience is not bored, you're not deadpan, your energy don't sink their energy and then want to leave because nothing now going. But when you come to film, remember the camera zooms, the camera picks up everything down to your eyelash blink. So you have to be as natural and as calm and as real as possible, as if I was literally just having a conversation with you. Just keep a conversation, just nice and calm. The camera will find everything. So it's two totally different energies, so to
Okay.
speak.
Interesting. Interesting. I have an interest in this. I'm learning as
I'm
I.
looking forward to seeing it, Dean. I'm looking forward to seeing it. The industry needs more.
Now,
Industry needs
tell,
more.
tell me, you said that you'd have developed a lot from some of the criticisms, but apart from that aspect of your own self development, did you personally spend any time in, for instance, drama, a school, a theater school?
No, I didn't do Edna Manley or anything like that. I got experience. So say they said I had the natural talent, and so I was immediately put into cast with superstars that when you bounce energies off them, you start to learn. And then I had like Leonie Forbes to say to me, no, you don't do things like that. And you this and that and that, the Faye Ellingtons.
The
And
mothers,
so
yeah,
the
the mothers.
Eastern Lees, the Rooney Chambers, I had them all. So you kind of just hear, oh, you don't do that. Body Puyat would tell you, oh, if you're going to stand there, you have to stand there and project a particular way. Alwyn Bully would say, yeah, but your positioning on stage don't look real. So I kind of grasped from that. Now, the beauty about taking those miniature lessons was to go home and then create my own versions of those. Keep
Oh,
building, keep doing, keep bringing certain things to life. And then in the early 2000s, YouTube and the internet became available and accessible to us. So I was not no longer looking on VHS from something I ordered from overseas. I just click it in and I'm there with everybody. And I keep telling people, if this is what you love to do, the best thing to do is watch what other people are doing. Watch a lot of movies, watch a lot of plays, watch a lot of concerts, and watch the great people do their thing. And see if there's anything from that emanates to you that you want to take on and make it your own.
Wow, wow. Now, so with that said, is there a particular actor or perhaps a particular film or production, not your own, that you drew a lot of inspiration from,
Locally,
or internationally, both?
well, I always admired Anthony Hopkins as an actor and Jeremy Irons. They're two like never before I've ever seen. Denzel,
Denzel,
that
Denzel for me, like Denzel.
Tom Hanks, and even the younger generation coming up now. I've watched where Leonardo DiCaprio was coming from, and I see where he is today as an Oscar winner. And I think he's done some good work. He's done. I like what Taraji Henson is doing. There's so many out there that's doing their thing. I've been watching a lot of directors' work. I've been watching a lot of writers' work. I see where they're going, what their strengths are, where I think their weaknesses are. And now that I'm forced to be into film, I'm watching a lot of filmmakers do
Yeah.
their thing as well.
No, so I'm sure you have a vision. You sound so much like a visionary to bring film in Jamaica at another level. We've been criticized, or the film industry has been criticized for carrying the same narrative. You know, guns, drugs, or murder, or something like that.
What?
What?
Well,
What
I
is that?
I believe, Dean, that benchmarking is important in any business that you're doing, not just the film industry. And so I'm looking at things that have been done before. So, like Royal Farm, one of the things that interests me about it is it talks about the country life. There's so much culture in
Yeah,
the country. I am somebody who live on the lane, but my ambition is to go work in the big house because mommy work in the big house and the boss treat mommy nice. We get little gifts at Christmas and that sort of thing. There are so many aspects to Jamaican life that I don't think is being explored. Um, and we need to explore them. And so I lent myself to that process because I believe you're gonna see a different thing, not the guns, the drugs, not that. That's there, but there
yeah.
are other things that you want to take a look at.
All right, all right, all right. If you're just joining us, let me tell you something. This is just flying. This is flying. This is one of the freest flowing interviews I've ever done. It's just flying. I can't believe I'm so far advanced in the interview. I'm gonna really ask the question and we plan to ask it. But that's what happens when you're talking with a prodigy, and his name is David Chaolla, and he's a 12-time actor boy winner. Has lots of accomplishments from six. He's been doing this thing, and one of the things that amazes me is that you don't have any sense of burnout. Many persons criticize doing things young and thinking that, well, if you do it young, you're gonna burn out and your interest is gonna die. But you have reinvented yourself. You're going into film now. What's been your secret?
Well, Trevor Rome before he passed actually saw me somewhere and stopped and said to me, "Right now, you are the flavor. You see, any day you don't become the flavor, you would have lost everything because you will never get back the flavor. So keep the flavor." And I've spent the latter part of my career trying to reinvent myself over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, Dean, your radio station plays my music. So so there you go. I've recently started recording songs and I'm very happy to see the kind of feedback we're getting at the same time. So
Yeah.
keep being the flavor is a trick.
Uh-huh. All right. Interesting. How do you keep being the flavor though?
Well,
Because
all right. So that comes with a major understanding of your culture. You have to literally know what's happening out there, what resonates with the people and what does not. You don't want to do things and put things out and project things that are going to turn people off, that people are going to be repulsed by. You're not going to be able to please everybody, but you know what the majority is asking for. And if you can do that in a respectful, tasteful way, you remain the flavor.
Interesting, interesting. So you mentioned earlier that you're now the franchise holder for Royal Palm Estate. You
Right?
know, I grew up watching that, and I can say that I'm generated. I don't, me no shit. Me I tell you the honest truth. It was for cultural. That's just the truth.
I
Now,
love.
yeah, what was the experience like? You know, acquiring the franchise. What led you to it, or did it just stumble upon you?
Well, let me say this. I think for every actor in Jamaica, you at some point wanted to be involved with that, because it's so well received and
Yeah.
it's 30 years old that it's like a mecca for what it does. And I was in my office one day. I was sales and marketing manager at the time for Witter Group, and I got a phone call from the production manager for the series, and they said that, look, we're doing a shoot now. One of our actors that was supposed to come from Barbados did not make it. Can you fill in? We're shooting tomorrow.
Mm.
Um, I usually am a quick study, so yes, I agree. Because whoever told them must have told them that David is a quick study, so he will get the lines. And they said, get a Bayesian accent and come. And I did just that. When I came on set, Lenny Little White met with me. He was impressed. I got to do the last 5 episodes of the series before they actually decided to close it. And then my character started to gain some level of traction. And based on that, I was like, well, I only got 5 episodes, you know. So he came to me one day and said, I saw your plays. And I think you're the right person to take this on. I'd be comfortable if you would take on the franchise. And I said, all right, I'm game. I
Mm.
mean, I have ideas that I would like to explore in it. And so far we're in the process of shooting the pilot and it's going well.
Okay. And any particular angle that you're
I don't want to spoil it for
no
you.
on the spot? All right, fine. I get that. I get that. I get that. Now, tell us about your foray into music. You know, a lot of the productions you were part of had music, but proper you've launched in that realm. Tell us about that.
So music, Dean, was the first love. I was doing music before I was doing theater. I used to be a disc jockey for Heat Waves. I've played at various events. Then I started doing some recording. And at the time, the kind of music I was recording, then I wouldn't be too pleased of it now where my life is going. And so I made a decision saying, hey, you're a family man, you know. What kind of music you'd want to record and put out that you would be comfortable with your children, your colleagues, your workers, your friends to hear, and you're not embarrassed. And I said, it's only gospel music. I'd be proud to say I sang that song, And so I started doing a lot more. Now that I'm kind of where I want to be in the theater world, and so I decided to give music a fair chance. I don't think I've given it half the attention that I've given everything else. And so I'm spending a lot more time in studio these days and getting songs out and the business side of the music as well, production and marketing and promotion. And here we are. We're in music. I think no Jacob say I'm a licensed gospel artist, recording artist.
Okay, that's good. That is very good. What's your favorite song from those that you've done so far?
Um, I like Suffer the Loss, but Amen seems to be a crowd favorite.
All right, let's play the one you like. Suffer the loss.
Turning back, standing Jesus. Stand up, because for the blood of Jesus was to suffer the loss. Remember the man died upon the cross. Now all him ask is for your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. Broke man, stop lying. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, no matter whichever road take you want to. Seek his righteousness and then be glad. Then all these things unto you like a dot. Make therefore no thought for tomorrow, cause tomorrow take thought for itself. Sufficient unto the day is evil. Everything else will be evident. And then stand up, because for the blood of Jesus was to suffer the loss. Remember the man died upon the cross. Now all him ask is for your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. Broke man, stop lying. Them can't come by me out with the millions. Me soul not for sale, me and a million. We read it clear inside that they give the hand. That alone run and rule this dominion. Tell the devil no with him shenanigans. When him doing him thing, leave me out of implant. So you bigger than me, and there's some me I can do worries and send me Armageddon. And then stand up, because for the blood of Jesus was to suffer the loss. Remember the man died upon the cross. Now all him ask is for your heart. Just give your heart, your heart. Just give your heart, your heart. Just give your heart, your heart. Standing, standing, standing. Are you standing, standing, standing? Are you standing, standing, standing? Are you standing where I've been standing, standing, standing. Are you standing, standing, standing? Are you standing, standing, standing? Are you standing where I've been stand up, because for the blood of Jesus was to suffer the loss. Remember the man died upon the cross. Now all him ask is for your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. Just give your heart. From the north. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, no matter whichever way you want to. Seek his righteousness and then be glad. Then all these things unto you like a dot. They therefore know that for tomorrow, cause tomorrow take that for itself. Sufficient unto the day is evil. Everything else will be evident. And then stand up, because for the blood of Jesus was to suffer the loss. Remember the man died upon the cross. Now all him ask is for your
Yeah, I love it. I love the energy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
man, I love the energy. I love the energy. Wow, wow, wow. Now tell us about, you as a person. What are some of the things that you do for fun? If many driven persons don't do much for fun,
It, well, when there wasn't an issue before, I used to go to the theater a lot, watch movies. I like spending a lot of time with my family. That's I find a very. I mean, the kids are growing up so fast that you don't want to miss a moment. And in recent times, I like cooking. I like cooking for the fun of it. Um,
Oh,
and so my wife will now tell you that I don't do the cooking anymore. She doesn't cook anymore. I do
yeah.
all the cooking.
So what's a
Yeah.
masterpiece that that is your signature dish now?
My signature dish would probably be coconut curry shrimp with glazed garlic white rice.
I hear you. We might have that be the tolo.
No, they used to say Chef Guanya D.
Yeah, they used to call me Chef Boy and Dean, or something like that. All right, all right, all right. That's good. What are you looking to accomplish? When all this would have been ended. What is your major goal?
Just that at the end of the day, the work was appreciated. That's all. We can't ask for anything else. I mean, we're out there tiling, we're out there putting it out, trying to help people be entertained during this pandemic, trying to offer some joy in this very, very saddened time. I've lost over almost 35 people between last year and this year
Oh,
that were very close to me due to the pandemic. So um, I just want at the end of the day that the work is appreciated, and if God is pleased, then so am I.
wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Sorry to hear of the losses, but
I'm sure I'm not the only one in that boat. I mean, we've
um,
been we've been losing people based on this pandemic. So the best thing to do, if we can come out of this alive and healthy and still be able to work and earn, I think that's all right. We'll be
yeah,
fine.
you're the perhaps the only theater practitioner that has I've interviewed that really hasn't dwelt on the effect, especially the financial effect of the pandemic. But no doubt it would have impacted you.
Oh, heavily. I've never been, as you say, my energy is up there, and people call me the Energizer Bunny. But it's the first time in about I've ever been just sitting down for a year, and I
Mm,
mean literally sitting down. I'm not accustomed to that feeling. I've again, as I said, I got more domesticated now because most of the time you're at home, and it's sad. But again, I think God has opened a couple doors for me now, and all I have to do is walk through it, which I'm trying to do. So the financial effects, don't get me wrong, it's there, it's still there, but we have to pick up ourselves and push forward.
yeah, and that energy definitely shows a whole lot on you, nothing artificial about it. And yeah, man, it gets me alive. It gets me up. I mean,
Well, we're on the Alive show, you know. We're on the Alive show.
yeah, I mean, and everybody alive on the show, but you made the show even more alive. So
I'm happy. I'm
yeah,
happy.
man,
And
I'm
then
really
Dean, the thing is adapting too. I mean, as I said, I used to say I don't ever see myself getting involved in film, and here I am about to embark upon it. So never say never, and adapt whenever necessary.
all right. So Royal Palm is one era film. Is there a blockbuster that you're planning?
Yes, because another thing, we are converting our plays into films.
Oh,
As I said,
oh,
benchmarking is important, and
yeah,
I benchmark Tyler Perry in that respect. All his plays as a proper film, not talking the film, the play, the
yeah,
film version.
yeah.
So I can do bad all by myself. The movie, God knows us. The movie, not the play. If you understand. So
Ah.
with my catalog, there is more than enough content to keep me going for the next decade.
All right, that sounds good. Sounds very interesting. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. And I wish you all the very best.
Well, thank you for having me, Dean.
And I'm sure, like every other industry, really hope that this thing just goes away and we
Yes,
can
definitely.
get back to proper life.
Proper life, proper life.
All right, thank you so much again for joining us inside Celeb Circuit. All the very best.
Thank
Looking
you very
forward to
much.
Royal Palm Estate. All right,
All right, boy.
big up. What a man full of life. Yeah, man. The energy up. I love it. I really love it. I really love it. David Chaolla there inside Celeb Circuit. And that was really, 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 really good. Yeah, man.